Alrighty guys, what's up and welcome back to Nwadei MMA, the daily series where I give you my thoughts, but more importantly ask for yours about everything going on in the MMA community today. So now there's a lot of things going on in the MMA community. Sugar Sean is now the champ since we've last spoken. He beat Aljamain Sterling at UFC 292. UFC 293 is right around the corner with Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland, but before we talk about that fight and before we talk about that card and give those predictions on this channel, we got to talk about our upcoming fight night. Actually, that is, quite big. It's UFC France. Cyril Gane is taking on Sergey Spivak, and in the co-main event, Manon Fiorot is taking on Namajunas. And today, that's the fight we're going to be talking about. So thank you guys for stopping by my video today. If you like MMA reactions, fight analysis, and just talking about the MMA community in general, then you're more than welcome to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when more videos like this one pop up in the future. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So if you guys remember how I like to do things on this channel, I like to break down each fighter's style based off of their past fights, giving you the keys to victory for each fighter to win, and then giving you my official prediction at the end of the video. I know I haven't done one of these in a long time. I've been focusing a lot on the Will versus the Way podcast, which you guys should tune into because it is absolutely hilarious. Me and Terrence go into a lot of fun conversations, and the reason it's named The Will versus the Way is because while I'm giving you the technical analysis side of things, you get to hear a more casual mindset and newer mindset to the MMA community in Terrence giving his thoughts and predictions for everything. So I suggest you guys and urge you guys to go check that one out. But getting right into the breakdown for things, guys, is Namajunas making a mistake here? I mean, she never has really been too big for the UFC strawweight division, right? She used to be the 115-pound champion in the UFC. She's defeated Weili Zhang twice. She lost her belt to Carla Esparza in a very underwhelming performance, and since then, she hasn't fought. But I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing, because even though she hasn't fought, Namajunas is a particular character to where she gets bored with the sport. She likes the sport itself, martial arts itself, but the fighting aspect she's never really been the biggest fan of. And there's a couple of things that we could take away from her moving up a weight class to fight the much bigger Manon Fiorot. So again, like I said, Namajunas has never really looked too big for 115, so I was surprised when I heard that she was making this move up, especially going against such a big girl in Manon Fiorot, who is also a phenomenal striker and can mix it up as well. But this brings me to the situation of if Thug Rose is making a mistake moving up a weight class, she could potentially have another title shot or a top contender fight in the weight class below. But maybe she's felt like she's proven all she's needed to. I haven't heard many interviews from her since her last fight with Carla, but if there's one thing we know about Rose is that she likes a challenge, and when she has a challenge, she usually steps up to the plate. In her fight with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she stepped up to the plate against the greatest strawweight of all time. Against Weili Zhang, she stepped up to the plate against a ferocious Chinese contender who is now the champion of the division. Against Jessica Andrade, in the rematch, she stepped up to the plate and beat a girl who knocked her out with a slam. So when the odds are stacked against Namajunas, that's usually when she performs her best. And this is why you can maybe guess that you're going to see the best Namajunas at 125 against Manon Fiorot, which maybe could be a #1 contender fight, or maybe it's taking place a little bit too late because Erin Blanchfield might have already secured that spot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about that. And now we're going to get right into the breakdown. So breaking down first, Manon Fiorot. Wow, what a name. Manon is a striking specialist, and what kind of style does she have? Well, in her fights with Katlyn Chookagian, Jennifer Maia, Tabitha Ricci, we could see that she really favors that side kick. She's gonna constantly throw it to the knee, to the stomach, but she uses it in order to stop the girl from pressuring her. So we haven't really seen her be able to fight going backwards too often. In the Katlyn Chookagian one, we were able to see it a little bit, but then she was, for the most part, she was able to still pressure forward, and it didn't really look like she had too much of a hold there. So I'm gonna go ahead and say she fights okay going backwards, but we also know that she competed in Muay Thai and that she would much rather prefer going forward. And the way she likes to go forward is with usually like a straight blast kind of combination, mixing in her crosses and changing her right hook, because she's a southpaw, from going around to kind of coming over the top. And it's a very interesting way she likes to go forward, but that's after she's already blasted her opponent a few times with a side kick and after she's already established that initial range. And if her opponent decides to stand their ground, she'll go into the clinch, look for knees and trips from there, or she'll look to catch her off the break with those, again, lead hooks. So that's kind of her style in a nutshell. We've seen her go against taller fighters, we've seen her go against grapplers and Jennifer Maia, but what we haven't seen is a fight where she goes against someone who can move like Rose Namajunas, which is going to be very, very interesting, because on the other side with Rose Namajunas, her style based off her past fights is a very well-rounded mixed martial artist who likes to float around the octagon. I mean, if you've ever seen footwork that is beautiful, it's Thug Rose's footwork, right? She likes to constantly switch stances. It almost seems like she's gliding across the octagon. Her weight is so evenly distributed, right? Not to be too big of a nerd on her footwork and the technicalities of her, but she's also had a very good understanding of mixing up her hands with her kicks in the past, right? And she likes to hide her round kicks. She'll go low, then high, then low, then high. She's really good about using her leg kicks to set up her hands as well, as you saw in the second Zhang Weili fight. And she's always composed as a fighter. Really good off her back, can get up to the feet if she needs to. But what scares me is the fact that she's moving up in weight. And she's usually had a lot of power at 115, but 125, one of two things are going to happen. Either her power isn't going to translate, or she's going to be an even bigger puncher and she's going to have even more knockout power at this weight. Because of her frame, because of her frail body, a lot of people would assume that she wouldn't have pop at this weight class, but I think it's always been more of her precision and timing that has gotten it done for her in the past anyways. So I think that it will translate, and I think she'll be an even heavier puncher than she was in the past. And another thing to note is that she is working with coach Jason Perillo, head coach of Marlon Chito Vera, former coach of Michael Bisping. He's coached BJ Penn when BJ Penn was getting very nasty with his hands, and we can only assume that her hands are looking even nastier than they were with Coach Trevor Whitman coaching her. So both Jason Perillo and Trevor Whitman are very good about getting fighters ready for boxing exchanges and converting boxers into mixed martial artists. However, what we've seen from Chito Vera's development is that Jason Perillo also has a very good understanding of different traditional style kicks, and I think that Rose Namajunas going over to RVCA and Jason Perillo's gym, she's seeing a lot of those kind of kicks and things that Manon Fiorot is going to be throwing. Chito Vera really likes the side kick and the hook kick. That's what Manon likes to do, likes to throw off of her lead leg. She doesn't throw her back leg very much. She sets everything up off of her lead side, which is going to be interesting going against Rose, who I think is going to take more of a boxing approach and try to create those close range exchanges. So, keys to victory before going into our official predictions for each fighter. For Manon Fiorot, I think that she should look to cut her off with the leg kick, similar to the way Zhang Weili tried to do. Stop that movement very early, create a stationary target, create a Rose Namajunas who wants to come into her, and then use her side kick to kind of just nail her back and keep that range. Honestly, I would say Manon should probably look to initiate the clinch as well to wear Rose Namajunas down. She's coming up a weight class, so make her feel your weight, make her carry your weight. So leg kicks in order to cut her off, clinch exchanges to make her feel your weight. And then finally, because this is a 3-round fight, starting off fast. Manon's gonna have to start off fast. Matter of fact, this is a key to victory for both of them. They both have to start off fast. This is not a 5-round fight. Rose is used to kind of taking her time a little bit because of these 5-round fights she's been used to. But I think that if Manon Fiorot can start off early, or matter of fact, the first person to start off early is gonna have an advantage in this fight and dictating where it goes. On the other side with Rose Namajunas, her keys to victory are gonna be to attack the lead leg of Manon Fiorot. I would suggest going southpaw versus southpaw with Manon mainly and attacking that lead leg. Manon's gonna be trying to throw that side kick. She's even trying to throw hook kicks and come up with the round kick, and it's not very telegraphed, so it comes out pretty quick and it's very, very hard. Manon's a big girl, so I think she should attack that leg early. That way she's able to keep using her footwork, bounce around, and then get her into the second key to victory, which is the boxing exchanges. Use her low kicks to set up her hands. Once she's in early, don't give Manon a break. break or a chance to reset and get back to the outside. I believe she's going to be the longer fighter in this fight, so Rose is going to want to keep this one in close. Now, I'm not saying she wants to get into a clinch exchange because Manon is the bigger fighter, but getting in close, using your boxing combinations, starting off to the body and legs and finishing up with the head, that's a giant key to victory. And then the last one, the same thing I gave to Manon Fiorot, it's about who starts off first, right? Rose, she didn't start very fast in the Carla Esparza fight, even in the Zhang Weili fight, because it's a 5-round fight. It's a lot less output. She's used to a lot less output in each round. But in this fight, it is a 3-round fight. It's her first 3-round fight, and I don't even remember how long. She has to start fast. Person who starts the fastest in this one is going to come out with the biggest advantage, and that's who I think is going to win this fight. Now, official prediction for who wins this fight, it's extremely hard to bet against either of these fighters. Rose, because of her experience and what we've seen from her in the past. Manon Fiorot, because she's such a proficient striker. She's so big for the weight class, and we haven't seen her go through much trouble and adversity. Even when she hurt her knee in the Katlyn Chookagian fight, she still fought the rest of that fight beautifully and was able to switch up her game plans and adjust to the #1 contender in Katlyn Chookagian. Man, this is a tough fight for both of them, and you never really know what to expect, but I'm going to go with Thug Rose, and I'm taking this for one reason. Now, there's techniques and there's analysis, and I already broke that all down for you. This one comes down to a little bit more of a mindset thing. I think that Rose Namajunas, she's looking for more challenges in her career. I feel like the reason she moved up to this weight class isn't because she's scared of anyone at 115. I don't think it was a hard weight cut for her for the most part. I feel like she could have made the weight many more times, but I think it's more she's looking for new challenges. She's looking to improve as a martial artist, and she was already probably looking to go up and try to become a double champion, even though she's trained with Shevchenko in the past. So moving up in weight, it challenges you as a martial artist. Izzy said it before, Volk has said it before, and I think that this is what Rose Namajunas is looking for. This is why she's not retiring. This is why she is coming back. This is what pushing her to take such a hard fight in such a precarious situation. So I think that she's going to be extra driven, extra motivated for this. And I think we're going to see one of the best Rose Namajunas that we have yet to date, which also should be remembered if Manon Fiorot is able to take her out, because it'll be Manon Fiorot taking out one of the best Rose Namajunas to date. However, with that being said, guys, that's my prediction. I think Rose Namajunas will probably win via decision. However, I do think that she will hurt her in this fight. I think that it's going to be a bit of a scrap, and that these two women are going to go at it. It's going to be hands versus the legs, and it's going to be a really good fight. So I can't wait for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And with that being said, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.